Good evening and welcome to my presentation. I want to talk about the Charlotte Liberty Walk and a little bit about the Battle of Charlotte with you this evening. The Charlotte Liberty Walk has been compared to the Freedom Trail in Boston, though sadly no original buildings remain. Red granite pavers line the 3/4 mile urban path that is the Charlotte Liberty Walk. The Charlotte Liberty Walk begins at marker 1 on North Tyrone Street at the Battle of the Charlotte Monument. As you can see on the screen, there are 19 markers on the Liberty Walk. 11 of the 19 markers are significant to people, places, and events of the American Revolution. Some of the other markers are significant to the city of Charlotte. There are 2 places on the list that are specific to George Washington's visit when he came to Charlotte. The great help for history in the Charlotte Liberty Walk is that it's always open. It's an outdoor venue, so it's always available for tourists, families, schools, field trips, anything like that. They have an interactive map that I'm going to show on the next slide, and then they also have a Charlotte Liberty Walk app, which serves as a visual aid to help people bridge the centuries and understand what the city was like during the early formative years. As I said, it's also an excellent opportunity for students for field trips. Here is the Charlotte Liberty Walk interactive map on the website, and it makes a virtual tour possible. If you're not familiar with it or you just want to take a look perhaps before going there, you could look here online. You see the map on the right side with the markers, and when you touch on a marker, then it gives you the information on the left side. You can go in order or you can skip around or whatever you would like to do. As I said, for excellent tool for education, and North Carolina actually teaches American history and pertaining to the American Revolution specifically and the conflicts in 2nd, 5th, 8th, and high school. So I have a few of the standards of learning on the screen. And then as a side note, I put down there at the bottom in North Carolina under the proposed standards in January of 2020, the single combined American history class would cover from 1763 to the most recent presidential election. I think it's sad that we are now combining 2 years of American history for high school students into 1 year, and I cannot imagine the content that teachers have to cover. But that's important to people like me who love history, history teachers, history professors, or just historians. Some of the highlights of the Battle of Charlotte was not decisive, but the stubborn resistance of the outnumbered American citizens symbolized the resolve of the people. Lord Cornwallis advanced on Charlotte in September 1780. That was after the city of Charleston had been conquered, and they made that move into North Carolina. I believe they thought they could take North Carolina as well. The militia of Western North Carolina was under the command of General William Lee Davidson. Upon hearing of Cornwallis's advance toward Charlotte, Davidson sent a detachment of 150 soldiers to Colonel William R. Davie to delay the British Army at Charlotte. And Davie did just that. He commanded a small force. They lined the streets, and they volleyed musket fire 3 times, and then they withdrew and retreated to the woods. There were very few casualties, but the British did have more casualties than the Americans. There's a book by J.G. Hamilton about William R. Davie. Fascinating story of a young boy who was born in England, immigrated to America, ended up being raised by his pastor uncle in South Carolina. He attended college at Queen's University to study law, but his patriotism caused him to leave law behind temporarily and fight in the American Revolution against the Brits. Just a wonderful tidbit of history about the patriotism at that time. Interestingly enough as well, Queen's University became Liberty Hall in 1777 and was used as a hospital during the Revolution. You'll see a flag on the screen, and I have a little history trivia for you. Why does the city of Charlotte, county of Mecklenburg, and many other local organizations and clubs carry the nickname Hornet's Nest? you don't know the answer is Cornwallis was heard to remark as he was leaving Charlotte after the American victory at Kings Mountain when they retreated to South Carolina. He said, "Let's get out of here. This place is a damned hornet's nest." And you can see on the tree, there's the Liberty hat on one side and the hornet's nest on the other. And another quote from Cornwallis: North Carolina is of all the provinces in America the most difficult to attack. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Take a look at the Liberty Walk online. God bless you and have a good night.